So since the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, and honestly even before then, everyone has been talking about the console in terms of performance, in terms of games. Well, one thing that I think people haven't really been talking too much about is the actual operating system and the entire user experience. As most of you will already know by now, the Nintendo Switch 1, the operating system was honestly very minimal and bare bones. And in some ways that's a good thing. I mean, it made it easy to navigate, it made it easy to use, but it was also a bad thing because it was missing many features that other consoles had, even other Nintendo consoles. Things like, themes, little custom menu music and stuff like that. All of these things that were in consoles like the Nintendo 3DS, the Wii, the Wii U, a lot of these things were just missing from the Nintendo Switch 1, and it kind of made it so that the operating system itself just felt like it lacked uniqueness and sort of personality almost, just because it was so bare bones. I'm really hoping that with the Nintendo Switch 2, now that we are going to have, more RAM, better performance, things like that, I'm really hoping that Nintendo does take advantage of this and expands upon the Nintendo Switch operating system in a way that basically gives us all of these features that the Switch 1 has been missing. So one thing I would love to see Nintendo add to the Switch 2 that is something that they had in their previous handheld, the 3DS, is custom themes. They never actually expanded upon this and added any unique ones compared to something like the 3DS. The 3DS, even by default, had more themes than the Nintendo Switch. You could, make it red, yellow, pink, I think, blue, green, black, and white. It already had more default themes, and on top of that, you can actually go into the Nintendo eShop and buy more, and they would actually change the background to whatever game the theme was particularly tied to, whether it was Pokemon, Zelda, things like that. It would actually add like custom music. It could change things like the sound of when you're navigating the operating system and stuff. It was just a really cool way to let us customize our console, and it's something that they never did with the original Nintendo Switch. I would love to see them bring this feature back with the Switch 2 so that we could actually customize our consoles and give them that, again, personality and that uniqueness to it that the original Switch was missing. Another thing I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to need is basically all of the features that the Nintendo Switch Online app has on mobile, but basically just bringing it over to the actual Switch 2 operating system. We shouldn't have to use the mobile app to message friends, to start a voice call, to do like a group chat or anything like that. These things should just be in the console itself. We shouldn't have to do all these basic features on an external app. At that point, we might as well use other ones that we're already familiar with, like Discord or something like that. The third thing that I wanted to mention is a better recording and maybe even streaming feature. So the Nintendo Switch 1 has the ability to record, like, I think it's the last 30 seconds of gameplay, as long as the game supports it. There are some games that don't support it, but for the most part, most of them do. It would be really nice to see something like the PlayStation 5's version, where you can actually record like the last 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, all the way up to like 15 minutes. And it would also be really cool if we could actually stream to YouTube, Twitch, or even TikTok or something directly through the Nintendo Switch console. These are features that may sound kind of crazy for a handheld, but again, we have to keep referencing like the PlayStation 4, for example. This console had those features, 10 years ago, so it's not anything new. Another major improvement that I think the Nintendo Switch 2 needs to bring is a better eShop. The Nintendo Switch 1's eShop is notorious for being really slow and unresponsive. It just takes forever to load like the next few games that you're looking through. It takes forever to load, certain pages and stuff like that. There's no real like features to it, like there's no real filters and stuff. It's just really hard to navigate. It's not very user friendly at all, and they haven't really made it any better over the last 7 or 8 years that the Switch has been out. So I'm really hoping we see them revamp the eShop to actually make it usable, to allow us to be able to filter out things, to be able to, like hide certain games or certain developers, since there are a lot of them that just make like, shovelware and like really bad games and stuff. And to also have it be responsive, have it be like smooth, and be able to actually browse the store without waiting 10-15 seconds for the next few games to load while you're scrolling down. But yeah, those are just some things that I really want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. Hopefully we do see some major improvements in regards to the operating system, in regards to customization and all of that stuff. I really hope they do expand upon it. There has been some rumors to suggest that they are going to be using pretty much the same operating system as the Switch 1, but obviously more likely than not, it's going to be heavily upgraded and changed for the Switch 2 hardware. So I'm hoping some of these features at least make it into that final version. Let me know what features you guys would like to see in the Switch 2 operating system down in the comments below. But with all of that being said, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.